right into this thing. What up, what up? Top of the morning to you. Is today the last day of February? No, February 27th. We got one more day. Uno más día de febrero 2026. What up, what up? Happy Friday. Hey! Where is Nancy Guthrie? Okay? Where the fuck is Nancy Guthrie? Okay? Do I follow news? I do follow news stories. I like contemporary news stories, okay? Ryan O'Toole podcast here. What do you think? I'm just rotting my fucking head out in the middle of February with college basketball and horse racing? Partially, okay? But your boy like turning on the news, okay? And for the last month, since before the Super Bowl, since before the Olympics, which we're going to talk about in a couple minutes, it's been Savannah Guthrie's mother missing, okay? Savannah Guthrie, fucking awesome lady, hosted the Today Show. Her mother gets kidnapped in Tucson, Arizona on February 1st, okay? And now we're at the end of the month, and there's, like, not even clues on what the hell's going on. I mean, I'm sure there is, but they're not saying anything, you know? Which is really kind of irregular in 2026, you know? Usually anytime anything happens to anybody, the first thing people do is talk about it. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. There's been nothing that's come out of this other than Ring cameras. Even though you don't pay for your subscription, they have your access. Ring cameras are just watching everything. We're all on the Ring, okay? I'm in my own house right now. The only camera is the one pointed at me where you're watching on YouTube or whatever this thing ends up on. But then again, Ring's probably watching me, all right? Ring probably got something lodged into the kitchen cabinets. God knows what. So she gets kidnapped. We don't hear from her. We have no idea. And then, like, last night it hit me where I'm like, dude, I've been watching or following this Nancy Guthrie thing for like a month now. Since like right after the AFC Championship game, I've been watching fucking Nancy Guthrie's mom. Nancy Guthrie just be kidnapped and no one's doing anything. You know? No, like, and the people are just like morons. The guy who's the head of the police there, that sheriff, just sounds like an idiot, okay? For all I know, he's doing a good job. All right? But he has a reality television show about him. A&E made a television show about the Tucson Police Department and the Pima County Sheriff's Department. This guy has a reality TV show. It seems like to me, all right, a performer, a thespian, some would say, okay? He comes off as somebody who wants to be the star of the show. That's how he comes off to me, you know? Meanwhile, the FBI, I mean, don't the FBI, when they're not partying in the locker room with athletes, don't they usually, like, have resources to deal with hostage negotiations? Which I guess he told the FBI, back off, it's my case, you know? Isn't that what they're supposed to do? But goddamn, dude, I've been like, it just hit me last night where I'm watching this guy, what's his name, Brian something, Enling or something, I don't know. I've watched this show like every night where he just recaps it and then he'll talk about like some ex-FBI negotiator. And I'm like, dude, I've watched this fucking 45-minute show every night for the last month now. We're getting ready to pay March rent on Sunday. And I'm like, this is still going on. So prayers to them. What else is going on in the news? All right, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about the Olympics. Let's get right into it. I haven't recorded since closing ceremonies on Sunday. USA men's hockey finally did it. Winning a gold medal. USA women's hockey. Fucking Hillary Knight, dude. Awesome fucking Olympics for USA hockey. I was pumped. This was probably the most this might have been the most I've watched the Olympics in my life. Like, just all around the amount of stuff I watched, from the dancing to the skating to the giant leap jump to snowboarding to Hockey, men's and women's. Dude, men's and women's. I think I only missed like one women's game, and I saw every men's game. Watched them all. I was so pumped. Dude, I went home sick from work during the women's gold medal game. I fucking rushed home. I was like, all right. I had like a comedy thing going on. I was feeling like shit. I'm like, I'm not going to salvage this at work. I'm fucking, I got to get home. I'm not feeling good. I go home. The third period of that game and then overtime, I was so pumped when fucking USA women's won it, dude. That was so sick when they're down in the game. Put six women on the ice, not 6 men on the ice. It was 6 women on the ice. Fucking score the game tire, and then won it in overtime. That was awesome. I was fucking pumped, dude. I was so happy for them. And then Sunday, my white ass woke up. My white ass went to bed late on Saturday, but made sure to wake up for that hockey. That was a great game. USA, Canada, I think it made it a little better. The 4 nations last year made it a little better where we were just, like, more pumped up for the game to, like, actually, like, you just wanted to see USA. I mean, it's 98% the same rosters, 98% the same rosters. Crosby got hurt with 2 games to go, so he didn't play in the gold medal game. But for the most part, it's all the same characters we had from 4 nations. The fights last year with Kachuk and the Hughes brothers and Hellebuck, Connor Hellebuck. Oh, my God. That was as good a goaltending as I've ever seen. Canada, I thought Eddie Olczyk did a great job pointing out. Canada, when you watch that game, you would have thought they would have won 4-1 or 5-1. They couldn't get a fucking shot past Hellebuck at all. And Nathan McKinnon with the open net right at there was 6 or 7 minutes left in the third period. When the game was tied, the fucking net was wide open, and McKinnon just missed it. I mean, McKinnon never missed. There'll be 2 goaltenders in the net and a fucking defenseman in front of it, and fucking McKinnon will bury it in there. And he just fucking missed it. What a tournament. I was so happy for them when they finally fucking won. It was so sick. I mean, just the first period of the game, the whole thing, I thought the refs definitely missed too many men on the ice by the United States. But you know what? It was like, I didn't think that was a factor in the game. I thought the officiating overall in the tournament, men's and women, specifically in the hockey, the refereeing was awful, dude. I thought it was terrible fucking officiating. But I didn't think that was, like, the difference on it. I saw a lot of people complaining about the 3-on-3. Oh, it shouldn't have been. I personally think 3-on-3 would have favored the Canadians, honestly. I thought in overtime, 3-on-3 favors the Canadians just because I feel like they could move so well in open ice. Not saying the United States can't, because, the United States won the gold medal on overtime at 3-on-3. I would have liked it to just be 5-on-5 for another 20 minutes. I know they have the shootout rules. I would have liked if they just played 5-on-5, but it was fucking awesome. See all these Americans get the fucking ovations. Did the Bruins not give Swayman and McAvoy a fucking ceremony before the game? All these guys should be getting ceremonies. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, the Bruins played at home last night. I don't know if they did anything. They had to have done something before the game. I just saw someone say something. My white ass been out. All right, I've barely been in the house this week. What time is it? It's like 10 a.m. Friday. Dude, I've spent like a combined like fucking 40 minutes in the house getting this paper. But yeah, no, great Olympics. I'm happy the United States got some gold. Yeah, and then what's everyone else talking about? Everyone's bitching because they were making jokes about, Trump was making jokes about the women's. Who gives a fuck what he says? I mean, I don't understand how people still keep getting upset if you don't like him because he's a dickhead. Yeah, we get it, but it's like, how many times are people gonna keep getting upset about him? It's like the guy's a fucking asshole. It's like we get it, but it's like, do we gotta, keep like I feel like it's just like when someone's an asshole constantly, it eventually doesn't matter because. You're just like, oh, that's who it is, And it's like, what did he even say? I honestly, I'll be 100% honest, I didn't even pay that much attention. Like, when I just saw he was on a phone call, what did he make a joke about the girls or something? made a joke, which I love Team USA women's hockey. Dude, Hillary Knight is a fucking beast, dude. I love Team USA women's hockey, dude. So yeah. Listen, fuck all these people who are against the United States in the Olympics, dude. USA is still the best country. All right, what else is going on? What else is going on? Oh, we had the Cartel taking over Mexico the other day. That's another great news story. Great news story. I think my favorite category of news is when the Cartel is just misbehaving. I love watching the news. I mean, was there any better way to spend a snow day than to watch the Cartel in Mexico just take over an airport? You know, they take over an airport. They're taking over public transit. They're getting people out of their car. They're really just playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. And I'm sitting here in 25 inches of snow just watching it unfold on TV, stuffing my fucking face with popcorn and snacks, enjoying it. You know? I was enjoying it. I know it's bad. They're killing people, this and that. It's extremely entertaining when the Cartel is just doing what the Cartel does. You know? That being said, with the Cartel absolutely taking over Mexico for a few days, can you guys stop inviting me to weddings in Mexico? How many times do we got to watch the Cartel just take over an airport? The Cartel just taking over like an entire state in Mexico. And then people from America still getting married down. I don't want to go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go. There's a reason people walk from that part of Mexico to America. You realize they walk there, right? People in this country don't want to walk more than fucking 20 minutes to go somewhere. They don't want to walk to get out. They're walking fucking 1,000 miles to get out of there. You think I'm flying down there? Yeah, right. Cartel was going ham, dude. Cartel really was. They were going fucking crazy the other day, dude. It was obviously, you know, thoughts and prayers with everyone. It sucks if you get stuck in that shit. But I'm like, they're like interviewing all these tourists and stuff, and it's the same stuff that always happens when this stuff, oh, this never happens around here. This, that. What are you talking about, dude? You know, like, what? It always happens, dude. Cartel always misbehaving, you know? I've been invited to, like, I think 3 or 4 weddings in Mexico in this upcoming. I'm like, I'm just not going to them. Mostly because I have other plans and obligations. That's, like, mainly the thing. It's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask anybody to go out of state for something. Another thing to ask to go out of country for something. Another thing to go to a fucking third world country that gets overrun and is regularly ran by the Cartel for something. And again, I just, I'm watching it, and it's like, again, it's watching the Cartel. I go, no, it's not good, okay, but watching the Cartel just like there's no one even on this bus. I mean, I'm sure they fucking smoked some people. Okay, let's call it what it is. I'm sure people were obviously, getting fucking popped. Okay, but I'm watching the Cartel. The dude, there's just a giant bus in the middle of the street. It's like sideways, of course. It's tipped over. And I'm watching like 2 guys from the Cartel. They're just dousing it with gasoline and then light the thing on fire. I'm like, holy shit, dude. This is like, it's literally like a mission in Grand Theft Auto where you just want the police to get attention. Like, you just want to get police attention just to do it. You know? That's like the thing I do. Like, again, Cartel's not good. Okay, we understand that. Cartel coming on the news. I mean, that was like 3 hours of just pure entertainment the other day in the middle of us. I needed that. Because the news the other day, it was just, massive snowstorm, blizzard, and then they'll just check in on people where they are talking about how much snow. And then midday, it just cuts to Cartel takeover. And I'm like, keep this on. Keep it on. We just need a YouTube channel of Cartel takeovers. You know how there's YouTube channels of, like, police helicopters following people driving away from the police? Can we just get constant helicopters looking at the Cartel? Can we just do that? Because it would be like, I mean, I would pay for that. I mean, how Amazon doesn't have just a live stream of that? Roku, whatever. I mean, that's worth $13.99 a month. Nope, I would watch that for hours. I'm sitting in here on a snow day playing PlayStation 2, watching the news. The Olympics ended. There's nothing for me to do. I'm just watching repeats. I'm talking to people on the telephone. And then when Cartel Takeover comes on, I mean, you can't turn your head away from it. You can't. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? I guess it's kind of a slow time. We have the NBA, NHL's back. NFL free agency is looming. Guys are working out at the combine today. I think today is like offensive tackles, defensive ends. There'll be trade talk, free agency, things of that nature heating up the next couple weeks. I feel like the one story that's like dominating everything, at least this week, that was really big and something I care about, Chicago Bears moving to Indiana. Once again, another greedy ownership group holding taxpayers by the balls. I mean, what's the point of this? So pretty much the Bears want to sign a deal so they can move to Indiana so the state of Indiana will pay for the Bears there. Meanwhile, let's just look up the McClaskey family net worth. The McClaskeys who own the Chicago Bears. What's up, McClaskey family net worth? 1.3 to 1.7 billion dollars. Okay, so there are, and again, that's on, honestly, I feel like the poorer side of billionaires in the end. But again, so they're leveraging everything out. They're leaving Soldier Field, which I've never been to Soldier Field. But how are you gonna leave a legendary football stadium in Soldier Field? I got to go to Soldier Field. The Patriots are playing there next year. I'm going to have to knock that off and maybe Arrowhead. So the Bears are going to move to Indiana, which I guess is only like 25 minutes away. All right, let's go back in the timeline. Arlington Racetrack. Okay, this is a horse racing podcast as well. Okay, we got a lot of that coming up here in the next couple weeks. Okay, the road to the Triple Crown. The Chicago Bears, and Churchill Downs. Let's put Churchill Downs and Chicago Bears equally up there. They go, you know what? We have Arlington Racetrack in Arlington Heights, Illinois. We're going to a great racetrack, by the way. Arlington Racetrack, one of the most historic, greatest racetracks in the history of thoroughbred racing. And by all accounts, everyone who went there said it was like the best place to go. It was nice. It was modern. It was beautiful. They say, you know what, we're going to fucking demolish this thing and we're going to build a stadium here. Well, they demolished it, and now they might not even build it. They're probably not going to build a stadium there. They demolished it for no reason whatsoever. Just because these cheapskates don't want to pay to keep the team in Chicago, when the team should be in Chicago. I mean, they're called the Chicago Bears. They're called the Chicago Bears. And I know what some of you are thinking, well, the Jets and Giants play in New Jersey. Yeah, and they're trans, okay? They identify as something else. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But to move them because these billionaires just don't want to pay is outrageous. This is exactly why people in the street are chanting, eat the rich. And, and these politicians are doing nothing to help it when you find out these weird rituals they're doing on private islands and God knows what else. This is why this is why people are furious. So they knock down Arlington Park. They say, we'll put the stadium here. Then nobody just does nothing for like 2 or 3 years. And then the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, and the Bears are all just all over the place. They're all over the place. No one even knows who's running the Bears. You know what I mean? Everyone was 100 years old. People are fucking dying. You get all this nonsense. And now it says, they're going to move to Indiana. And then I'm watching the fucking governor of Indiana. He's on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. He's over here talking about, and I get it from his standpoint. Like, what's so good about having why are taxpayers paying for billionaires? This is their shit. This is what I don't understand, dude. This is the part of, how is that going to make your life better? If you live in again, it's why I got pissed about the whole Buffalo Bills situation. Why should my tax dollars be paying for the Buffalo Bills stadium? What good am I going to see as somebody who lives fucking 400 miles away? Again, a guy who's worth, Terry Pagula, he's worth $10 billion. They're taking money from my fucking paychecks, okay, to build a football stadium when you already have the money? Why? They're like, dude, if I needed money for dinner, Terry Pagula wouldn't give me $20 to eat. I'm not going to fucking get free I'm not getting free tickets to the games. It's the same thing in Chicago. It's the same thing in Kansas City / Kansas now. It's outrageous. And then the stadium in Indiana would be a dome. Chicago be like, again, like Soldier Field, historic stadium, cold weather. The ground hurts when you get tacked. They're gonna make that a dome? They could fucking go to hell. All right, the Chicago Bears can go to hell. I hope they never win shit. All right, they could fucking just like the Bills. They could go to hell. All right, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. No way. I just can't support that. You know what I mean? I can't, and I won't. Yeah, what else is going on? CC Sabathia is getting his number retired. I saw a lot of people up in arms about that. Sabathia, Hall of Fame. Getting his number retired by the Yankees. 52, I believe Sabathia was. Getting retired by the Yankees. And I heard some people, I never understood this, you know, and I know people are going to say the Yankees retired too much. Listen, the Yankees do a good job at honoring their history. They've won more championships than anybody, okay? They say the same thing about the Celtics. Oh, they retire too much numbers, this and that. They've won more than anybody, okay? Everyone else who's complaining about it, okay? And again, I'm a lifelong Yankee hater, okay? I don't like the Yankees. I'll never root for the Yankees, okay? I'll never root for them, all right? The Yankees could play against, I don't know, ISIS, all right? I wouldn't suit up for ISIS, but if they beat the Yankees, I wouldn't be too pissed about it, okay? But I heard a good point. I don't understand how Alex Rodriguez's number's not retired. Yeah, Alex Rodriguez, douchebag, steroids, okay, fine, okay? Alex Rodriguez was probably, in my lifetime, and again, I only saw, like, the end of Barry Bonds' career. Barry Bonds retired, in 2007? I was 13. Okay? I remember Alex Rodriguez. I remember him with the Mariners, dude. You know? I remember him with the Texas Rangers. When he won those MVPs with the Rangers and then went to the Yankees and I think Alex Rodriguez with the Yankees is probably the best player I've ever seen. Okay, I know he did steroids and all this stuff. Why isn't his number retired? I don't understand that. Not to mention, he did the team a huge favor by just stepping down when he did. Like, baseball is guaranteed contracts. He got suspended for steroids, came back, had a monster season. I think people forget that about A-Rod. He got suspended for the year or whatever it was, came back and fucking tore it up. And then just walked away, left money on the table for the Yankees. And I always just assumed that was kind of like, oh, stay in good graces with the team, get your number retired and all that. I don't understand why all these Yankees fans don't like him. He helped you win. He was a main part, if not the main part, and CC Sabathia was too, of the main, like, you won a championship because of him. He was the best player. In 2009, Alex Rodriguez was the best player probably in baseball and definitely on the Yankees. You know? I don't understand how his number's not retired. You know? And all these Yankees fans who hate him, I'm like, I just don't understand it. You know? When they win with guys, I don't understand why they, like, dislike him. Again, I think Sabathia is deserving, you know? Did Sabathia ever win a Cy Young with the Yankees? He won one in Cleveland, which I was pissed because I thought Josh Beckett should have got it. CC Sabathia, Cy Youngs. Did he get one in 2009? No. Didn't get a Cy Young with the Yankees. He was an All-Star 3 times with the Yankees, 2010, 2011, 2012. Obviously won a World Series. Led the league in wins in 2009 and 2010. But, man, I was, like, just surprised. I'm like, you know, so I was like, yeah, I'm like, that is a good point. I'm like, how the hell does Alex Rodriguez not have his number retired? Look, a top-tier player. Top tier. All right, what else is going on? Yeah, I don't know. Comedy this weekend. Rounding into the month of March. Okay, is it getting warmer out there? I don't know. We got got a big snowstorm last weekend. It seems like it's already kind of melted up. But they talk about how the sun is much stronger in late February than Jan. What's going on with the Patriots? I guess it's just free agent. It's just wait and see what the hell happens here. This is kind of the slow part of it. I know a lot of things are being conducted with workouts and all that stuff, but I mean, there's not going to be really any transactions unless people get franchise tagged, you know, Who got franchise tagged? Kyle Pitts got franchise tagged. He'll be back with the Falcons next year. I think that's $15 million fully guaranteed. As long as he signs it, which I haven't heard that he's not going to. What else is fucking going on? I feel like there's not much going on. Aaron Rodgers got to decide if he's coming back to the Steelers. I'm sure we'll find that out in a timely fashion. You know, I'm sure we won't, that won't get dragged out by no means. No, Aaron Rodgers dragging something out, making a decision. No, come on. It's not going to happen. Come on. That ain't going to happen. The Boston Celtics still second place in the Eastern Conference. After everyone just assumed they were going to be terrible this year. No Jason Tatum. They've been great this year. I can't wait to see if Tatum comes back, what the team will look like. I watched them fucking just demolish the Lakers the other night. That was awesome. On a Sunday night, just watch them beat up on the Lakers. The Lakers just aren't good, man. You know, they're fine in the sense of, like, they can get in the playoffs and maybe win a round. But I'm like, when they got LeBron out there, like, LeBron doesn't play defense 48 minutes anymore. Luka plays no defense. I love how everyone's, like, getting on Luka again. Because Luka's not running back on defense and yelling at referees, and all these people are getting pissed off about it. He's always done this. People are like getting upset at Luka Doncic for fucking not trying on defense and then not running back, crying about fouls. And I'm like, wait, you guys just start watching him? You know, yeah, extremely talented player, but this is what comes with it. So I just hope it continues to go terrible for the Lake Show, as they call them. Hope it goes bad for them. Other than that, is there anything I want to hit right now? Slow time of the year. I'm going to end up being back here on Monday to talk about, who knows, maybe I'll get somebody on here. I might harass somebody to come over to my goddamn house. Since post-football season, it's a little different over here. Football, I could go on by myself an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes on just 1 week. This ain't the case no more. Jets and Giants, what's going on with them? Not much. I saw Aaron Glenn fall asleep the other day at the Combine. Took a little nap. Woke up, realized the camera was on him. It seemed like he was asleep all last year. All right, listen, that's the podcast. Let's bring Nancy. What do you guys think the odds are Nancy Guthrie comes home before Tuesday? No, before Monday. At the end of the weekend. You think we get any sort of update on Nancy Guthrie? Do you? I feel like we're not gonna. Like, is Nancy Guthrie gonna get out? Like, you know, is anything gonna happen with her? I mean, where the hell is she? You know, where the hell is Nancy? Where in the world is Nancy Guthrie? All right, listen, that's the podcast. Like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, fucking, I don't know, support your boy. Where am I gonna? I don't know. I'll be all over the place. You want to see me do stand up? Just hit me with a DM. It go down in the DM. It go down. That's why I'd be nervous if I was like Nancy Guthrie. It's like, who knows? I get weird DMs now, dude. You know, I get people that see me at comedy shows, and, you know, I got, like, I think 6,500 followers or something on the internet, and it's, like, not even that crazy. Meanwhile, Savannah Guthrie is on the Today Show every morning. I could only imagine. I wonder if Nancy Guthrie's door was locked. Do you think her door to her front door was locked? Do you think they, like, kicked it open? You know, I wonder how they got in the house. So they haven't even said that. I never understood people who don't lock their doors. Like, it's really effortless to lock your door. The amount of people I meet that just leave their house doors unlocked and, like, think it's not a big deal. And it's like, well, who would rob me? I don't know. People who rob houses, you know? Like, I just never understood that. Like, what's the pro of leaving your door unlocked? Maybe because I grew up with, I don't know, paranoid parents or something, but I don't even think it's paranoia. I think it's just smart. All right, listen, I could just keep going. That's the podcast. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace out. You guys are the best. Adios, bitches.